persons here representing the incumbent college trustees who could not be with us this evening. That is J.D. Rios and Kathy Breidenthal. And the one candidate that we do have here is Victor Trammell. So we will start with introductory remarks, and Victor, if you could take 3 minutes to make introductory remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Bland. Greetings. I would like to thank all those presently in attendance at this evening's forum. Events like this are vital to the transparency needed for a credible democracy. I'd also like to thank KCKCC Community College and Business West for their sponsorship of this evening's event. It is truly an honor, and I am humbled by the opportunity to hopefully serve the student body here at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. I'll start my introduction by briefly sharing my background in the political arena and my professional experience as a student here at the KCKCC campus. I started my ascension in politics as a canvasser working during the national midterm election of 2006. At the time, I was volunteering my efforts on the campaign trails of numerous state and federal level Democratic legislators. Dr. Valdenia Nguyen, our Kansas State representative for District 34, was seeking re-election that year, and it was an enriching experience to engage in the Get Out the Vote activities on her campaign. Dr. Nguyen, as she stated, is also a professor in the Social Science Division here at KCKCC. I'm also proud to say that I'm one of Dr. Nguyen's former students, and she is a great educator. In 2011, I was appointed to serve on the Unified Government's Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board by an incumbent Unified Government Commissioner. This board position has enriched my knowledge of how public dollars are spent by local governments. It has also given me the opportunity to be with great organizational leaders who are dedicated to the honorable cause of preventing drug and alcohol abuse in Wyandotte County, both in the adult population and the youth. I am also a publicly elected member of the Wyandotte County Democratic Central Committee. In August of 2014, I was elected by voters in Precinct 5 of Ward 2 as their Democratic committeeman. Later in 2014, I was elected by my fellow committeemen and committeewomen as their ward captain in Wyandotte County's 2nd Ward. This election occurred at a party credentialing meeting which was open to the public. My professional experience as a student governor here at KCKCC tremendously groomed me for my public callings later in life. I served in 4 officer positions for the African American Student Union at KCKCC, including the position of president. As a member of the College Senate, I worked as a youth advocate and was the lone student representative on that body. I credit Dr. John Ryan, a retired KCKCC social science professor, as the mentor who worked to guide my steps on the College Senate board. In closing, I'll share that it's important for members of the KCKCC Board of Trustees to both value and help enrich the student experience here on campus. As a 33-year-old man who is not far removed from this student experience, I applaud all KCKCC students for trying to reach their educational goals. Being a recent college graduate myself, I relate to the sense of accomplishment one feels when they walk across the academic stage of sacrifice. Thank you all once again for attending this evening, and God bless.
Thank you, Victor. And now Kathy Breidenthal, who is an incumbent trustee but is not running, will speak on behalf of 2 incumbents who are running.
Well, I don't think I'm going to specifically, JD and I had not anticipated this. We were here to observe, and our board chair, Wendell Maddox, had an emergency and had to leave. So we're going to do our best, but I don't presume to actually speak for those that are running. But I will say, as I'm in my 2nd term and have served with the 4 who are the incumbents and are running, this has been a true team. And we have had a lot of challenges and a lot of opportunities. And many of you may know about a lot of our opportunities with the new Technical Education Center, the new athletic fields for our community that are not only first class and rated that way by those all in the region, but are also actually generating income, because we no longer have to rent other facilities, but others are coming to us and renting our facilities. So it's been, a wonderful experience, as we've seen those numbers grow, and certainly with the Technical Education Center, it is a true state-of-the-art facility. And I encourage you, if you haven't been through it, haven't had that opportunity, to please use that opportunity. But we have also, as the school districts and the colleges are challenged with our budget. You know, and we certainly had to look very carefully as we had to return dollars to the state. We have tried to be accountable and being the best that we can be for our students. At the same time, we've really had to restructure and reorganize and make some very difficult decisions. So it's been a pleasure serving with the incumbents, and they certainly wish that they could be here. Marianne Flunder is recovering from surgery. Ray Daniels is recovering from surgery. And Clyde Townsend and Don Ash are both out of town. It's just an unusual circumstance. Thank you.
J.D.?
I'll just defer till the closing remarks.
Okay, all right. Linda Friedel, who is a freelancer and a member of the Kansas City Press Club, will now ask questions of Victor Trammell.
Thank you. And since it's just Victor, I guess we'll start with Victor on the left, and then we'll continue with Victor
Just
on the
ignore
right.
us. Yes, it's just.
Victor, it takes vision to oversee a community college. In what way or ways do you see yourself as a visionary and applying that visionary tenet to KCK Community College?
Thank you. I think my student government experience, particularly taking over the African American Student Union at that time, you definitely had to have a vision if you were taking over the position of president at that time with, you know, there being some challenges with, you know, decreased amount of membership and, you know, dues not being paid by the existing members. And, you know, we were able to reach the new heights. And I guess my visionary experience definitely came to me at a time of adversity for that student organization. It definitely gave us an opportunity to work with all different other student organizations and learn their model for stabilizing their operations. And that definitely, I think, in adversity is what gives a person the visionary strategy they need to be successful in any position of governance.
Very good. And kind of piggybacking on what Ms. Breidenthal said, there have been some challenges with the budget. What do you think you're going to bring to the table to continue to face the budget? If there's any kind of deficit or challenges with budgets, what do you think you bring to the table there? And what do you see, like she said, they've got a very unified group of people here. What do you see as far as your input working as a group, as far as collaboration?
Very good, thank you. I'll definitely say my experience on the Unified Government Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board definitely gives me something to bring to the table as to how several hundred thousands of dollars have been spent over the last 3 years, so to speak, and to make sure that the organizations who are recipients of these monies are responsible and have their long-term plans ironed out for the next year as well. I think once I'm more educated about the challenges, as you know, I get that experience, if I'm fortunate enough to be elected, to definitely bring those skills that, first of all, being able to make difficult decisions, even if they're not unpopular. At times you will have to make difficult decisions that are unpopular. However, if it goes for the benefit of the most number of people, which in my case, the biggest recipients would be the students here on campus, then that's the type of decision you have to make.
And then in light of knowing, and again, piggybacking on what Ms. Breidenthal said about, you know, the new technology center, some exciting things that have been going on, what do you see as a program or initiative or perhaps new courses that you see as important to the college in the next 4 years?
Actually, I will go ahead and say that the technical center is actually a great step in the right direction. As a former student here, I always wondered why we didn't have a program here that I wouldn't say rival, but was a contemporary for the AVTS or ATS program in Midtown. And I won't try to go here and act like that there's something else we need to do in addition to, but I think building on the current success platform we have for technical skills. Not everybody is cut out to be an academic, but I do believe that the technical skills such as auto collision repair and things of that nature that they're learning at the technical center will help the pipeline that I believe the K through 12 business, the community, administrative community can help create that pipeline for community college and ask the students. Honestly, I think it has to come from them. I think if there's any other innovations with the academic program, we have to listen to them and what they desire.
Okay. This is the last question.
Okay. What do you, okay, as tuition gets cut and decreases in the four-year institutions across the state, community colleges maybe become more appealing. How do you see Kansas City KCK Community College prepare for that potential growth as far as tuition or programs that they might have to offer if there is the next, decade more of a surge in the community college?
That's great. I think you're absolutely right. That will create some type of growth. I think to continue to market the programs we have here on campus, such as FBOE, Friends Benefits of Education, that markets the enrollment and encourages those who may live outside, they live in the metro area, but they may live outside of Kansas City, Kansas, that participate in such programs, and to help programs like that, be able to grow and create that marketability that the campus does need at every level, including the athletic department and the nursing program. Again, building on the strength that we have already in place, and then making that rise to the occasion successfully and asking the students for their input of what they want to see better.
Okay, we now have Victor and JD. Are you making closing remarks? Okay, Victor, we'll start with you. You have 2 minutes for the closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Bland. In closing, I'll again say that I thank everyone who has remained here in attendance. I thank Kansas City, Kansas Community College, my alma mater, and Business West for their sponsorship of this event. People who have braved the weather and actually come out to actually see what the candidates who are running for this very important general election are campaigning on, and what morals and values are driving their future decision making. I would like to thank my family, my son, my 9-year-old son, who's a very big influence on me, who's doing very good in the Kansas City, Kansas Public School District, and he inspires me to do everything I can to help be a pillar of his future education as well. I could get into accolades and more things that I do to make me right for this position. Though I'm only 33 years old, I do have some professional experience in leadership positions that give you the knowledge you need to make tough decisions for a wide amount of people. But I won't get into all of that. I'll say that I have the heart for this position. I value this institution. I agree with Mr. McCord, who said this is one of the biggest staples of our county. It's one of the things that makes this city great, and I appreciate all those who have supported my political campaign, and I ask for your vote on April 7th.
JD?
On behalf of Don Ash, Mary Ann Flunder, Ray Daniels, and Clyde Townsend, we appreciate the opportunity to serve our community. The community college is the economic engine for this county. The more forward progress we make as a learning institution, the better for Wyandotte County. Example, the Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools Diploma Plus program will only be successful if the Kansas City, Kansas Community College has the capacity to have 1,000 more students within the next 4 years. And the last thing to remember, we talk about people not necessarily being cut out for college. The Technical Education Center is college. It is part of your community college. It is passé to say that people aren't cut out for college. It is essential for the new economy. Your Board of Trustees know this, understand it, live it, and will continue to serve you. Thank you very much.
Let's give the participants a hand.